Okay, this is the garage car entry, and we got some concrete repairs here. I wasn't here when they made the repairs. Obviously they were needed, and since I wasn't here when they made the repairs, I don't know what kind of epoxy they might have used on that. I just don't know. And then, if you'll notice, and you will, we got cracks. Now the builder would tell you that concrete does two things. It gets hard and it cracks. And he's right. That's exactly what concrete does. Now when I'm rendering opinions about flat work, I've got a few guidelines that I go by. And some of those guidelines include the guidelines. And those are guidelines. I've come up with different conclusions despite guidelines. But the guidelines is the crack wider or narrower at the perimeter? And if the cracks are narrower, then you just kind of check that off and move on. Okay. Now, if they're wider in the middle, that does mean that there's probably been some heaving here, where the floor's raised up a little bit. But they are narrower at the end. Are they wider than a 32nd of an inch? Or wider than a 32nd of an inch in more than one location, and they're not. Or they're just about 32nd of an inch, but they're not wider than a 32nd of an inch. And then the third guideline, or fourth guideline, depending on how you count number 2, the guideline, is, are the cracks in plane? And the cracks are in plane. If you had edges along the cracks, then that would be one of the major rules. Well, they're all important. So this is typical. This does what the builder told you would do. Get hard crack. Your neighbors are not going to be jealous. They're not going to have crack envy. I wish I had typical crack like they've got across the street. You're not going to get that. But that's how we do flat work. A home inspector does flat work.